Welcome back to South Georgia Home. My name is Gail. I have a little bit of a haul for you today. Yesterday, I dragged the husband out. I saw an advertisement for a thrift market, and I thought it would be a lot more than what it was. I think it was right next to an auction house, and I think it was kind of designed to draw you into the auction, which we had no intention of staying for the auction. We had other stuff we had to do, and I've only dragged my husband to a couple of auctions, and he's probably scared off of them right now. Anyway, I only picked up one thing at the thrift market. I didn't get any footage there. There were a few vendors, but most of them had new stuff or custom made, woodwork, plants, t-shirts, refrigerator magnets, that kind of stuff. A couple of them did have old stuff. So the only thing that I bought cost me $6. But I think it's a really cool piece of history. And if you've been watching, you know that I really like the World War II time frame and the 1940s, that kind of thing. But this is a part of world history right there. World War II history. If you can see, it says War and Navy Department. And the date, 1943. It is V-mail. And I had to look, I had heard of this before about where the families would write a letter and then it would be printed on microfilm and shipped. Instead of letters being shipped, the microfilm would be shipped and it would be printed off and sent to the family. So this is what it would look like. I think you could have 2 free per day. And you can see in the bottom, this right here. I don't know if you can see the V-mail, but V, I think, was supposed to be V for victory, is what they called it. So you can see right there. So I thought, and there's another one, another mail stamp on the back. I thought that was a really cool piece of history, and it was $6, but why not? I haven't seen it. The only other thing that I would really like to collect would probably be a ration book or something like that. From that period, just to see, just to have one, but just to see. Anyway, that was the only thing we bought at the thrift market. Now, the whole way down, we kept seeing signs that said yard sale. I did see one that said estate sale. So we just decided after that, kind of a little disappointment, we'll just go down the road and we'll just pick whatever yard sale sign we want to stop at. And she had kind of the home goods stuff. They had a shed that was open. They had it in the garage, had it on the lawn. It was a huge yard sale. So when I went under her shed there, I found, of course, I cannot get away from linens. I like antique linens or vintage linens. I have one of these, but it's more of a creamier color. But this is pure white. And you can see it's not a very long runner. It's in great shape. No tears, no rips, nothing like that. I think it's very feminine. I think it's very... I don't know, very pretty, very, very clean. It's cotton, white cotton. I really liked it. So that was the first thing I picked up. And then she had a cabinet where she had all kinds of glass, well, not all kinds, but clear glass flower frogs. And then she had this one metal flower frog. So I picked it up. It didn't have a price. A lot of that stuff didn't have a price on it under her shed. I can't really make out a lot on the back. Looked like somebody wrote on it at some point. But yeah, it's heavy, heavy, heavy. I can hear, that's what it sounds like when you put it down. And she also had this under there. It is a little brass, compact. Doesn't have any markings, identifying markings on the back as far as makers that I can see. But you push the little button here and it opens up and you've got your little pad. I don't know if it should have had a mirror. I'm guessing why not have a mirror, because you're putting this on your face. But I don't know if you would load the pad up and put it on there, because this is just a little piece of cotton itself, or not a cotton really. It's kind of like see-through stuff. So I don't know if you would just load up your pad with powder and put it in here, and then when you were somewhere, you just dab it on your nose. But you can still smell old powder. If you like that smell, you know what I'm talking about. But this And the flower frog and the runner, I asked her how much she wanted because there were no prices, and she said $10. So I said, okay. And then I went in the shed, and they had like a little towel rack hanging on the wall, one of those that has little 3 rods hanging out. You address it to the wall, and the rods will swivel, and you can put your little hand towels on it. And I was like, man, when the guy came in and was asking about stuff, I said, I really wish that was for sale, because I'd try to get a screwdriver and get it down. He kind of laughed and smiled and went on, so I'm assuming it wasn't for sale. But I did find this in the barn. It is a butter mold, as far as I know. I don't think it's really super old. I have used it already. We have taken to getting the big jugs of whole cream at Sam's, and then I usually put about half of it in my KitchenAid mixer with a balloon whisk. Let it go, let it do its thing, and then when you hear it start sloshing, you know you've got butter. Wash it out. I was forming by hand, but now I have my own butter mold, and she only charged me $3 for this butter mold. So $10, $13, or $16, which my husband paid. Thank you, honey. And that was probably my favorite finds all day. But this was out in the garage. There are 4 of them, 4 little cupids playing their little trumpets. I don't know who made them. They're plastic, a really thick plastic, but plastic. But I put over in this corner right here at Christmas, I put a pencil tree in, and I usually, last year I think I put the blue and gold, kind of keeping with the theme of the room, blue and gold. So I think these would be really pretty. Even if I go with a different color or something, they'd still be pretty with whatever color you're going to make. But there we go. So there's 4 of them in this little box that was out in the garage. They had a man cave out there, a couple of man caves, I think, in the garage. My husband fell in love with that. Romance novels, tawdry romance novels, the best kind. There was a whole stack of them in the bathroom, and I think that's part of the footage. This was in the craft room in the back. Now, I don't know if this is, it's called Daymar Picture Varnish, painting, medium, or final varnish. So I guess when you paint a picture, an oil painting or whatever, and you put this over to protect it. Now, I'm not a painter, but I just like the way it looked. It's got a little bit left, but I just like the way it looked. So I thought it'd be nice just to stick it somewhere in a vignette or a little something to finish off a look that you want. Now, there was a box of Barbie dolls, and they were like $2 each. They weren't completely old, but they did have a few pieces of clothing in there. And then there was a box of frames in another room. There were more clothes in there, and you'll see me going through that. I have sold, I think it was a Ken spacesuit before. So I thought, these are kind of cute and vintage. Maybe sell a few Barbie clothes. Now, these are not marked as Barbie. I don't see any kind of label at all. But it's a little top. I have a couple of pair of pants. One of them I'm sure is not together old. These look like they're supposed to be blue jeans. Again, they're not marked with the Barbie logo or the Mattel logo. This is little pants, little blue pants. I've got a pair of shorts, trunks, bloomers, whatever you want to call them. And I don't know what this is, if this was supposed to be a skirt. Somehow or another I got it picked up. I don't know. But this is the one thing that I thought, it does have a name on it. I didn't know this. Strangely enough, my husband knew this, but not me. It says Ricky, 1964 Mattel inside. And I told my husband, I said, I don't know what that is. And he said, there was a Ricky doll. Besides the Ken doll, there used to be a Ricky doll. I didn't know that. He did. Now I'm looking at my husband in a whole new light. But I did see one of these on eBay that sold. I don't know if I'm going to include everything together or sell this one separate. May include all of it together. I did get this little wedding gown out of the box with the Barbie dolls. But it has a little bit of damage here. Somewhere. Right in here. It's got a little bit of damage. That's the only thing. And again, there's no tag in it as well. I didn't find a tag anywhere in that one. So, but that'll go with it. I got some accessories. I got a purse, a clutch. I got a hairbrush, and I got a pair of flats, red flats. Got the whole pair. I don't know if this one's marked or not. Made in, I don't know. And I got a little pair of red high heels. And I thought I got white ones, but no, I got a white high heel open toe and a white high heel, looks like a nurse's shoe. You got a one-legged Barbie, we've got a couple of shoes for you. But I think we're just going to put all that in a bag and sell it together. Like I said, I have sold a couple of Ken things, but they were marked. These are not, except for the little Ricky outfit. Now, this I thought was rather cute. They were in the box. I don't think it goes with Barbie or anything, but it says Miss Mary's Play Hair Set. You can see it's a small bottle. This one is half gone, but you can see it says shampoo. But yeah, cute little bottles. I picked them up. They were just happened to be in there with the Barbie stuff. I've been looking, or I've been thinking about getting myself a hot pad, the electric kind that you can plug up. We have some that have a gel in it, and you can either put it in the microwave and heat it, or put it in the freezer and cool it down. But they had this there. It was marked $5. Might well have been the only thing that I picked up that was marked. And it is a cool pattern. And look at the controls. I don't know how old this thing is. Look at the controls. It has off, low, medium, and high. So, anyway, it's I'm sure old. Hopefully it works and it won't burn down my house or electrocute me when I try to use it. The box has seen its better days, but you can see the original tag on it. So, there was that. Uh-oh. The Ricky, I think this is labeled as a swimsuit or something like that. Anyway, it's about to escape, so let me put it back in there. Like I said, there were a lot of books there. A lot of paperback, but they did have some hardback books. And I found 2 Amanda Quicks. I have read her. I think her real name is Jane Ann Krentz, or she writes under that name, doesn't she? Yeah, it's a pseudonym for Jane Ann Krentz. I think she writes under both names. I.D. Wed and Mystique. And my grandmother-in-law, Jason's grandmother, Nanny, she loves to read. She's a voracious reader. So these were bought for her. One of them actually looks promising. I might start reading it myself. So those are supposed to be for Nanny. Then I bought this. I like the brass picture frames, but I really like the ones that have a little bit of detail. This one does not, but it is a 4x6, and as you can see up here, there are pictures across the top of this ship robe. A couple of them are still in the silver or nickel looking picture frame, so I'm going to replace one of them with this. It is a plain one, but it's a 4x6, so it happens to be the right size, and it has the kickstand, so I can put it either way. I have a couple of these that you can only use sitting straight up, and the pictures I have are horizontal. So pick that one up. That was in the same box with the Barbie clothes. This is something my husband picked up, and this is called Macbeth. Shakespeare. Yeah. Eclectic English Classics. I really thought Shakespeare was a lot more than that, but I don't know if I can get it in there for you to see it. It is copyrighted, and I don't know how old this book says. Copyright 1895, 1898, and 1910 by American Book Company. I'm sure this is not the 1910 version, or I don't know, maybe. But that one. And this one is, I can't read it on the cover. As You Like It. I remember that. As You Like It by Shakespeare. And this is a 1965 version of As You Like It. And this is, I think he said 1959. He read in here somewhere. We went to the Biltmore Estate up in Asheville, North Carolina years ago. It was a great trip. We loved it. Stayed overnight somewhere. I can't remember. But anyway, we have a book, but it's about this thick in there that we bought. This is, again, the Biltmore House and Gardens. And I highly recommend. We went, I think, at the end of November or right before Thanksgiving. Anyway, they were setting up for Christmas. So it really is a treasure to see. And then, of course, again, we can't get away with linens. They had some pot holders and all in the kitchen, but some of them were pretty rough. You know, the vintage ones, the handmade ones. And then they had some linen sitting on the table in the dining room. I kind of like this. It's a small tablecloth. Again, I have like a little collection going of small tablecloths. So it's kind of plain. I mean, it's all this. This is just, it's just a white linen look. But on the corners, you have this little lace and around the edge. So it's just simple. Again, clean cotton country feel to it. And I think that's all that was at that sale. My husband, bless him, he was there, and I'm like, I need you to hold some of this stuff for me, because this was all he picked out. Everything else I picked up. And so he went and got himself a little box. It was priced. Whether she charged us for it or not, I don't know. But he got himself a little box and put it in, put everything in it. So that's it, except for we started off the day when we started to leave. I wanted to leave early enough to go by the ATM and get cash. And as we were going through town, we saw a spot where every now and again you'll see a yard sale. This one was huge. There was a lot of people out there. And I'm like, hey, let's go get the cash and come back. So it was in our hometown. And we went, got out of the car, walked around. They had a couple of interesting things. Not enough for me to buy, or, you know, I was kind of in a hurry. Yeah, I wanted to look, but I also had in my mind I wanted to get to the thrift market and I wanted to get to other things. But I did pick up 2 books. Again, tawdry romance novels. Jude Devereaux. I think I read something from her before. Anyway, these are for Nanny. Again, she likes to read. So that was it for the day. We had a great time. My husband, God bless him, every now and again he takes pity on me. He's the driver, and I'm the one going, "Ooh, stop here. Ooh, stop here." He kind of enjoys it sometimes if he can find some guy stuff. Like he loved that man cave at that estate sale. He walked through it and he's like, this is my kind of place. You know, of course, it'd been picked apart by this point. This was a fun weekend. Again, my husband was great. He was the driver. I did buy him lunch as appreciation. And I don't know when the next estate sale. They kind of, around here, I haven't seen any good estate sales lately. So I'm really ready for one. The one that you can just go through 2 or 3 times and keep digging in stuff. That's what I really want to go to. So anyway, we've had a great week. Ended it on a great weekend. I hope that it's been a good week for you. I hope you got a good one coming up. And we'll see you when we have another thrift haul. Thank you for joining us. Bye.